Good morning and welcome to Radio Row. I'm Kayla here with my co host Roy from Sports Philanthropy Network, here with daddy daughter duo, sports phenomenal icons, really truly legends in their sport and legends in the game of life. Andrew and Alex Glover, thank you for joining us. Take a moment and just tell us a little bit about yourselves, please. Alex, we'll start with you.
Okay. My name is Alex Glover, and I'm a student athlete at SMU in Dallas. I just finished my last season playing volleyball there, and I am in the grad program there, so I'm finishing up my last semester. I really grew my platform through NIL and playing volleyball, and I like to use my platform to empower women in sports and also just to make a change. So I'm a big part of Big Brothers Big Sisters of America, and I love to be part of any of the initiatives they have. If I'm in a location, I definitely want to work with them, and I'm working with them to bring some bigs and littles out to a SMU basketball game to show them how I host and just show all the opportunities that we can have, um, no matter how old or young you are.
I love it. And Andrew, what about you? Tell us about yourself.
Yes, my name is Andrew Glover, and I am a retired veteran of the NFL for 10 years, the Raiders, the Vikings, and the Saints.
I love it. Andrew, you're also Super Bowl 58 host committee, doing a lot of work with your family foundation, getting a kid through college. You have an amazing wife. As you sort of transitioned out of the NFL, did all of the pieces just fall into place and it was an easy transition and everything just came to you?
Well, I think we started preparing for life after football while we were in the NFL. And, my wife has done a superb job of being a support system for Alex and I. And she works tirelessly to make certain that we are being impactful and diversifying our portfolio and doing all the work in the community that we can do, especially with the kids and the next generations, talking about our experiences as being student athletes and passing the torch. And hopefully, those kids can learn something from our journey and be better for it.
I love it. Would you take a moment and just tell our listeners a little bit about the nonprofit that your family has?
Yes, my family have a nonprofit called Glover House, and we work for. We had a home health care business for 25 years with my mother-in-law, Barbara Jean Harris, and we learned a lot from taking care of veterans. And we had a farm type atmosphere where they stayed 24 hours a day, and it really humbled us and made us really see the things that different people were going through, how we could impact their lives and make it better for them. We were excited about having the opportunity to do that and expanding our territory through schools as well. I'm a mentor for the young men of character in my hometown of Gonzales, Louisiana. But I've been working since 1994, going all around the country, talking to kids, speaking to them about what it takes to get to the next level, but more importantly, what it takes to maintain that status. So we give all the glory to God because we know that that's where our strength and our motivation comes from. We want to send a shout out to mom because she helps us every single day, helps us with our schedules. So she has to deal with me and she has to, help Alex along the way as well. So we certainly appreciate, all the work that she does and behind the scenes that she don't get noticed for.
Well, I notice her. Mary, I see you. Thank you so much. I have to say, Cho knows. Cho knows giving back. Cho knows football. Cho knows community. Cho knows kids. Cho knows love. I just have to say that. You recently wrote a book. Let's talk about
Thank you.
that.
Yeah, I did, and it's about my experiences as a student athlete. Coming up in a community, coming from a single parent household, low socioeconomic status, and dreaming one day what I would be like the people that I saw on TV, Dr. J, Jim Thorpe, Jesse Owens. I watched hours and hours of TV and wondered what it would be like to be famous, what it would be like to have all that money, with adulation The book is called G Man for All Seasons, Touchdowns, Dunks, and Jumps. It chronicles some of my early childhood, being a student athlete, the community that supported me, and then later going to Bradham State University, competing in three sports, winning three championships in each one of those sports, and more importantly, graduating on time. So, I received a letter from Al Davis when I was in the NFL, and it made me feel so respected, and all the work that I had done felt like he appreciated me, and that right there made me feel like I needed to do a reflection of how I actually got to the point to where I was at. And so I wrote the book G Man for All Seasons, and hopefully it will impact young kids' lives, and some of the mistakes that I made, they can detour from that, and it will help them to be better student athletes. So I'm proud of it. My wife helped me with that as well. She don't have any credits in the book, but I'd like to tell her all the time, she wrote the book and let me put my name on it.
Andrew, one of the things I read that letter from Al, and one of the words that was written in there and double underlined was the word loyalty. I'm going to ask each of you to speak about loyalty and what that means. Alex, you are so loyal to women and girls in sport, to community, to education, to opportunity. What does loyalty mean to you?
Yeah, loyalty means everything to me. I think you always have to ground yourself and think about where you came from and how you got there. And I wouldn't have the platform that I had without those young girls or those women in sports or having the opportunities that maybe people didn't have before me. So I always want to create opportunities for those to come after me. So loyalty is so important, and you kind of get what you give out. And I'm a huge believer in giving all that you can, and I believe that it's going to come back around to me.
I think loyalty to me, like Al Davis said, is being committed to excellence, and doing your very best to be a role model, and work in that area of leadership, impacting lives, men, women, and children in a positive way, and sharing your story. I think that it's important for me that to leave a legacy not only for my family and my kids, but to my community. And I feel like I owe it to them for all the people that supported me, all the people that prayed for me, all the people that wished me well. I owe a debt of gratitude to all the fans that bought tickets to come to the stadium to watch me play games where I was getting paid. I never pass up an opportunity to stop and take a picture with kids, to stop and sign an autograph, because it's so important and it's so impactful.
I just got to say this, and I want to turn it over to Roy, but that's really what we've seen in the Pro Bowl the last few years. So before they made the Pro Bowl, the games, I'd see the athletes out there. They'd be signing autographs, playing with the kids, hugging the babies. And then they sort of made this more like the ring toss and hula hoop contest. And now the athletes are kind of like they can't wait to get back in the locker room quick enough. It's almost shameful, to see these NFL players doing like bag toss, things like that. You played 10 years in the league. You played how many years in school? 5. What do you think when people come out of these very high level positions? You're one of the best athletes in the country. Your school did great year over year, taking championships. And then you sort of leave that behind and you transition. How does that affect the loyalty? Do you stay loyal? How do you keep your relationship strong? Right? Like that some are silver, some are gold. How do you keep those gold relationships forever?
I think that be grateful, be humble, continue to learn, and to learn every day. Uh, Love the game, love the game, promote the game, and be positive. I think being positive is so underrated. Just having a positive attitude, and people looking at you and learning from you, because you never know who's watching, and so you always want to put yourself in a position where you could impact somebody in a positive way. And I'm just so grateful that God chose me to live my life and to take my journey and to have the opportunity to play 3 sports and to win 3 championships and to graduate and putting people around me as a support system. That's my job now, to do the same thing that was done for me. I don't want to take anything to the grave. I want to leave it all here. And that makes me service. And that's my life now, is service.
I love it. What about you? Keeping those strong,
When I
strong
all here,
relationships.
Yeah, I
that's
think just knowing that everybody has a story and that my story isn't the same as my dad's story and it's not the same story as maybe some of my teammates' story, but that's what's so unique and that's what can help other people. As I think that everybody's so unique and has a different story that you can teach someone something else from your piece of your story. So don't just think that just because maybe you're not the best athlete or you're not what you want to be yet, that you don't have anything to contribute. I think it's always just knowing that you have something to contribute and there's always somebody who would want to be in the position that you are in today. And I think that's something that keeps me going is, yeah, am I where I want to be in 10 years? Probably not, but there's somebody looking at me, maybe a younger athlete who's in middle school or high school, and they want to be that college athlete that I was. So that's why I always try to have a voice and keep inspiring those younger athletes and younger students and younger women just to keep going and stay, like my dad said, staying positive is such a big thing because it's all about perspective and your outlook. Your situation is going to be kind of what you make it, and it's going to be as good and as bad as you think it is. And I think coming from college athletics, you know that there's hard times, it's very challenging, but you can learn something from every situation and you can take something good out of every situation.
I love it. Last question for me. Parity for the HBCUs. We know last year in the draft, Isaiah Bolden was the only kid who made it into the NFL. That's disgusting. How do we create more parity for athletes in HBCUs to go pro? Do you have any thoughts?
I think the preparation process. I think when you get the opportunity to showcase your talent, I think that being prepared for that moment, because a lot of times you will only get one opportunity. I think that showcasing their talent and being diversified, doing more than just being an athlete. Being a great student athlete, doing things in the community, and for me to get to the next level in the NFL, it took for me to play 3 sports and excel in 3 sports, and then to graduate on time, that someone would look at and say this guy deserves a shot, one opportunity. And once I got that opportunity, and I had to prove myself. I proved that evolving to maintain that status, get better to prove. The hardest thing is not always getting to that point. It's maintaining that, because the best athletes in the world are going for your position, and you need to continually evolve and not only continually be better as an athlete, but be a better.
Cho knows, right?
Andrew and Alexandria, thank you so much for being with us today here live on Radio Row. We appreciate you sharing your time with us and some great insight from 2 people who've been successful at very high level. And I think that that's really instructive for all of our viewers and listeners. So on behalf of Kayla Bradham, I'm Roy Kessel with Sports Philanthropy Network, thanking our viewers and listeners for being with us today and reminding everybody to live generously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having us.